Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here as always. Smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, the usual drill each and every time. I don't know who's going to be on the show tonight, but you will have Maz, you will have myself, and we've got first time guest who hides his face for some reason. Adam, you might have seen him on Sean's show. How you doing, Adam? You all right there, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. Very good. Thank you very much. We're just as you and probably Maz and everyone else just waiting.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Absolutely. Waiting for the transfer window to not completely fizzle out. Maz, how you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm you can see from my face that I'm really impressed by our window.
Oh, listen. It's the constant conversation on every channel at the moment. The attackers, and I think the Getafe game once again proved there's issues.
Yeah,
but yeah, go for it.
It's like another "I told you so" moment, isn't it? It's just like it just keeps coming every season, every time we do these shows. It just never stops. It's I was just saying to the guys earlier today, as I see Cookies on the show, in the comments, I was saying, when I came on, when we signed Fernandes and Tonali, I tried really hard to be positive, like try and have a smile on my face, try and be like, yeah, we're doing something, breaking the transfer record, all of that. But and I don't know if Cookie remembers, but halfway through it, I was like, but let's temper our expectations because we don't know what's going to happen after these two signings, and there's still a lot of work to do. And it's playing out exactly how I thought it was going to play out. They brought these signings in. Everyone got excited. Probably all clamoured around to either renew their season tickets or God knows whatever they're going to do. Right? And everything just halted because it looks to me like their plan hasn't worked out, or it's shallow, or it's the wrong plan. How about that? There's three different possibilities.
So, before I come to Adam, this is how I feel right now. Number one, I'm really trying hard not to be negative because it's just so easy to go there. And I know we're going to end up there at some point in the next 4 weeks, right? We will get there. Because that's what we get accused of every year. You're negative. And then the wheels come off every year. Oh, hold on a minute. Maybe those idiots that we call negative actually just spoke the truth. So I'm trying hard not to be negative. Right? I'm still smiling. And the other thing is, whenever we make a change, okay, right, we got rid of Conte. Here's Ange. Everyone just jumps on it rather than waiting to see. We get rid of Ange. Yeah, now we've got Frank. We've got a coach. Everyone jumps on it. No one waits to see. We've got rid of the managers from last year, and now we've got De Zerbi. This is what it's like. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. We never just wait and see what happens. And because we've got a couple of those big signings early on, this is different. This is what we've waited for. De Zerbi's cooking. And now we're sitting here going, we are so shit up front. It's unbelievable. And we think we're just going to go and have a cracking season. Anyway, that's where I'm at with it at the moment. How you doing, Adam? Where are you at with it all, mate?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can take something from like different bits from where you're saying there. I know what you mean, the rinse repeat. If I start where I was from last season of where De Zerbi came in, let's be honest, he came in and we were really in a bad place. Really bad. Like it was like miracle sort of things to turn that round, right? He did what he did. He didn't just come in of a team that was sort of like middle of the table, just plugging away. He came into a team that were in free fall, and he out of the last, what was it, 7 games? What did we get? Was it 3 wins, 2 draws, and I can't remember what it was now. But
3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, something like that.
yeah. And do you know what? I actually sat there at the end of the season, and and I know this is a weird way of looking at it, but I did the math on that, right? I did the math on that. That just say, for example, that form, and this is without a preseason. This is taking on a squad that was in free fall, loads of injuries. I did the math on it, and if we actually performed at those numbers this season, we would end up with, I worked it out that it would be 81 points, which would have just edged us a point above Man United where they finished over the whole season, right? So, and that's him coming in at with a club that were, I mean, let's be honest, we were the laughing stock of the, not just the Premier League, like Europe were looking at us thinking like, whoa, like that club is like, when people were comparing us to the bottom teams in Europe, when like for how long we hadn't had a win since New Year, you know. So I think he done miracles there, what he did, and he completely turned us around. How we've started the window, I'll be honest. I don't think people are giving my opinion. I don't think people are giving the ownership enough respect in that way, because we've broke our transfer record twice. Okay, people are going to have the argument we've overpaid, but you know what? We've paid. We've got what someone wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you went back to, you could go back to the Poch era, and obviously we were in a transition stage there with the club, with the stadium, and obviously um, with a lot of other things. But he's the club's gone out and actually, I mean, he must be behind these signings. He must have just literally pinpointed these players for them to overpay that much. And they've invested in what he wants. And you know, look, we don't normally act that way, and we've acted that way, you know. I think PR wise, for the last year, we've been absolutely bullshitted. Like, the amount of times all these statements that come out, I don't like them. I find it very, like, it's sort of like Trump-esque. Like, how stupid do you think we are? The things that the way they talk to us, the fans, like when they put out the messages, I don't like that. But then they've actually put their money where their mouth is this time, and to be honest, to secure the way that they have, they've sort of gone along the back line, then they've gone through the midfield, and now we're at this stage now where everyone's sort of, it's like squeaky bum time. Everyone wants to see the next, because let's be honest, this is the cream. This is the bit where it all ties in together, because at the end of the day, having a great defense and a great midfield is one thing, but not having that, the players to put it in the box, the people to make the opportunities, and the person to put the ball away. Without that, you've got nothing. But I believe that the way that they've done it, this is personal, just my opinion. I believe that the way that they've done it, there's going to be players that are going to be looking at the way that we have done it and thinking, I think once we get the wingers in that we need, I think with the right side, with Kudos and Kulu, I don't know. I just hope. I hope and pray that they're both going to. I thought Kulu was done, but I don't know. I saw a
Adam,
training video of him, and
I don't
yes,
want to cut you off, right? You've given us a wonderful description of what you see, but what I
yeah.
wanted to know is, where are you at with it? Are you okay with where we are right now? This is
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
not panic. I think everyone's panicking, and I think there's what is it, 3 weeks left of the window. I think there's the money's there. I think the players that we need to go out. I think there's questions about that, because I think other clubs are going to hold us at ransom. We're not going to get the money that it's going to end up being loans. But I I think we're gonna get big players over the line. I think we're gonna be all right. And I think then we'll readdress it in January, maybe add another, and then I think we'll be all right.
See, I don't think the fans are panicking. I don't think it's panic. I think the fans are bitterly disappointed with the way that the whole window has stalled. And I hear this, I say argument, a point that, we smashed the transfer window twice. Well, Chelsea went and paid 117 million for Rodgers. Man City paid 116 million for Anderson. So the going rate for midfielders, even if they're very good, not elite, not top tier, and I wouldn't class Anderson as a top tier midfielder, and Rodgers is very good, but again, is he top tier? We'll see. But the prices have gone bananas in this overinflated market, and the rates will come down. It's unsustainable to be paying this sort of money for players in the Premier League, given the current revenues and the rules. So I would expect Spurs to have to break the our transfer record, because that's the going rate for midfielders now. Now, the fact that we've chosen to break it 85 million on a 19-year-old who's been in the, or is it 20 now, who's been in the Prem for 2 seasons, been relegated twice, right, is, you could say we've massively overspent on that. I do think, though, he's a very good player. I think he's got a lot of potential. You can see that he's got capability and skill, the boy. So I'm not unhappy that we've signed him. I think he's a good buy. And Tonali, well, I think Tonali's brilliant. So I think he's worth his money in the current climate. So I expect him to do that. But my view is we've done the same thing as what we do every season, and we've done it more so under Ange. When Conte left, we had one of the worst back fours that we've ever had at Tottenham Hotspur. So they went out and they bought in Porro. Adoji came in from loan on the left. They bought in Mickey van der Ven, and obviously Romero came in as well. It was Nino, wasn't he? That Romero came in. And Lloris left, so we had to buy a keeper. So they bought in Vicario. Now, Vicario was a gamble. We didn't know how good he was going to be.
I didn't like the way Lloris was treated. I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then Kane left, and to placate the fans, we brought in Maddison as a because they needed someone of note to come in and placate the fans. So they brought in Maddison. Now, Maddison, I think, was a good buy, albeit our friend Wayne Holland, who's a Leicester City supporter, warned us that he's a thirds player. Third, he plays well. A third, he disappears, and a third, he gets injured. And that's exactly what's happened since he come to Spurs. If not, it's more like a half. We get 1 quarter where he plays well, 1 quarter where he plays bad, and half the season is injured. So coming on to this season, my view on it is we had a Romero problem, so they got a free in Senesi, right? We had the Van der Ven problem because he was unhappy with all the shenanigans that happened last year, and he wanted to move to a club that's more ambitious. So we went after Van Heck, but we've persuaded Van der Ven to stay. We brought in Robertson. I don't know why we brought in Robertson, because we've already got 2 left backs. Now, you've got Spence that can cover both right back and left back, is better on the left anyway. And you've got Adoji there. So we brought in Robertson for whatever reason. It's not a De Zerbi signing because we wanted him before De Zerbi was there. So he's a club signing that we brought in. And the only 2 real players where you could argue that we really needed it was the midfield. But I would argue that wasn't the most diabolical area of the pitch. It wasn't great, don't get me wrong. But what was more diabolical was our front line, and they haven't done anything to address that. So I'm failing to see like this grand planning strategy of bringing in these players. To me, it's not reactions to the shithousery that was going last season within the squad. So that's where I'm at. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that the business we've done is bad, because it's not bad. You know, the players we brought in are really good. Senesi's good, Van Heck's good, Fernandes is good, Tonali's good. You know, Robertson, I think, will be decent for us. He probably won't play that much, but knowing our transfer record with like a Doji, he probably will play a lot more. And Psycho Teacher said we kept Davies. So I'm just not impressed, mate. I'm the more this is carrying on, the more it seems obvious that things actually haven't changed. All that's happened is the market has changed, right? And we've been caught up in it because we had to bring players in.
Sheriff, you've heard everyone's thoughts. The
Yeah,
market
big up, mate.
is pushing. Big up, mate. The market is pushing up the prices, not Spurs going out of their way to be extraordinarily different. Adam says no time to panic. I've said I'm trying hard not to be negative because it's the same old repeating itself. But where are you at? And big up the Sheriff, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the Two Marks channel. Make sure
Thank you.
follow him
Cookie is on his way. Cookie
Oh,
is on his
quality.
way. He is on his way. He's just firing his laptop up.
Is it coal powered?
I think so. I honestly think it is. I don't. Well, he said to me 2 minutes. That was like 5 minutes ago. So I don't know
Yeah,
where
it's definitely coal powered.
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
what living in Oldham is. It's like the heart of the Industrial Revolution, and that way. No, but where we go, to be honest, the way it started, I was excited. I thought, now hang on, they're acting like a big club for once. What we've been crying out for years now. You know, we've always known we've had the money. Like, it's always been known, but they've put us in such a position now that we can go out and spend, 400 million and not get in trouble with the rules? Easily, I think. That's what I read anyway. 400 million, not getting any trouble whatsoever. And I thought, yeah, here we go. You know, the two come in, smashed our transfer win, smashed our record transfer, 2 days running? Well, it felt like 2 days, might have been 3 days. Twice in 3 days. And then nothing. Like, where's the forwards? Where's the forwards? I have it on good authority that they made a substantial offer to a certain player that's at Bayern Munich for him to come back.
He's still not signed a contract, has he, Kane?
No. But I've also heard that he's decided to stay at Bayern. But that was number one target for us this summer. This summer was to bring Harry back.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to question Harry if he came to Spurs right now. You'd have to say, what level of ambition have you got coming to Tottenham now?
Yeah, I mean,
but there's
to be
level
honest,
of ambition, and then there's your club that you've been brought up in and you love. There's two different things.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
the same club that he loved that he left, mate.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, we held him hostage when he was here last time. He was a hostage,
I know what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, but and so that's gone a bit Pete Tong, but where are the forwards? We've got all this money. Because what we spent so far, 200 million, and we've recouped more than half of it with everyone that's gone out.
We'll get a lot more back as well through other players. I believe.
And so I think net at the moment we're on about 8 years, it, Mark?
Bit more, 90-ish.
Yeah.
But when you look at these massive transfers, if history is anything to go by, let's be honest, they're so complicated. I think that they're so complicated. You've obviously got two parties, which is the two different clubs. Then you've got the player. You've got the fee, the agent's fee. There's so much to be agreed upon, and when you're talking about like an Osherman or a Kane or Alvarez or whoever you want to throw into the mix with that one, I think that there is so much involved, and especially with someone like a Kane, if that's the name that's going to be thrown about, don't forget where he was at, the reason of why he left the club. So,
Yeah. Hostage.
you know,
Hostage
like
stains.
there's not a striker. I don't think the striker's going to be the first signing that comes through the door next. I personally think it'll have to be a winger, because any striker right now looking at Tottenham's team, they'll look at it and be like, well, yep, I can see that's been done. Yep, I can see that's been done. But if I came in now and Tottenham don't pull off a big couple of signings on the wing or whatever, or someone like, just say, I'm just going to throw it out there, like Morgan Gibbs White, or someone's gonna, thread that ball through, someone that's going to be like an Ericsson, that's going to like be that creative player. um they're going to be thinking like, well, how much work am I going to be doing upfield, and I think it has to be tied into the conversation. You know what I mean?
Cookie, welcome. How are you, mate? You good?
Evening, yes, evening, everyone. Yes, very well, thank you, Stel. Looking forward to the next 3 weeks.
Well, you say 3 weeks.
He's not. He's lying. I know. He's lying. Never said. It's the biggest lie you've ever told, Cookie. It's the biggest lie you've ever told.
Sorry. Yeah.
This is what I said to you earlier, guys. It's hard not to be negative, right? You just got to put a smile on your face. It's all good. We're all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
And Davies won't play for Tottenham. Danzo's not going to be a bozo. Solanke's going to be good. Richie's going to score 20 goals. Tell's going to be the best young player at the club. It's okay.
For a couple of weeks back, 5 weeks ago,
Longer than that.
well, whatever it is ago, mate, we were really positive, weren't we?
Well, we was trying to be.
Really positive.
We was trying to be.
Yeah, but like, we're slowly now reverting the type. Slowly but surely.
That's what it feels like.
Down.
It's because De Zerbi came out as well and said there's a big bomber coming. When I want my man, I get my man. He's kind of caused a bit of this as well. Anyway, look,
He
Cookie.
probably thought Kane was going to sign.
Yeah.
He probably thought Kane was coming.
Maybe the bomber, we've got it wrong. It's reverse. We're not signing anyone big. We're getting rid of Solanke and Richie. Maybe it's they just going.
No,
That's
I
the
think he
bomber.
was alluding to the fact that he's going to do the bomber, as in Conte Part 2. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Could you imagine De Zerbi does a bomber? Oh my God. Yeah, look, Cookie, where are you at with it? The season starts in 11 days. Our current front three are Solomon, Tell, Solanke, and Richie. Solomon's probably going to go on loan. Xavi Simons injured, Kudus injured, Madison injured. Apparently, well, Solanke's injured as well. We don't know if he's going to start the season or not. We saw the news came out that he's ankle injury. So what's new? A lot of key attackers are injured. The front line is very underwhelming. We saw it against Getafe the other day. They offer nothing or very little. Where are you at with it, Cookie? Are you a bit worried? You a bit concerned? Or are you just, it's all part of the process?
No,
be
listen.
patient. It's all right.
I've got to admit, sort of middle of last week, towards the end of last week, I was getting in panic mode. I was getting myself wound up. Not that I can do anything about it, of course, but I was getting myself wound up. Where's the forwards? And that's what we've gone down that road of as we've been doing our shows since the middle of last week. That's where we've been at with it. And I'm slowly coming round to the theory of we're just being gaslighted. That's how I'm seeing it now, and I wanted to give them a chance. And Mark will tell you when Levy left. Yeah, I said to Mark, "Let's see what they're made of." Now then, Levy's gone. Let's see what Enoch do. And as you said, it all started very brightly. We got the Freeze in, we got Van Hecken, then Tonali, Fernandez, and I'm like, all right, fair dues. We're doing all right here. plenty of time to go in the window. And then 5 weeks later, here we are with no more signings. So I'm very, my problem is with it now is that because we've got injuries in the front line, yeah, straight away we're on the bandwagon. Oh, no, we've got no attacking midfielder, no number 10. We've got no right winger as such. The main right winger's out. We've got Tell as a left winger and Richarlison up front. And I'm like, well, if we finish mid-table, if no one else comes in, we'd have done all right. You know what I mean? But it's on the board still. At the end of the day, right, it's on them. They came out and told all of us this was going to be different. And I just hope in the next 3 weeks, something turns up to make it different. Because the window has started, or it did start in a very positive fashion. But now the scepticism comes into it. And yeah, it is what it is, mate. And we've just got to see what happens at the end of the day now. And also, just one thing I would like to add is I think it's very, very important now that we start shifting players. As a squad, we need to start shifting players out so we can at least have a chance of bringing a couple in.
Do you know what? I wrote a list earlier.
Adam, give me 1 minute. Adam,
sorry,
let me just do two. No, I've got 2 super chats. They've been sitting there. Let me read them, then I'll come straight to you. Yeah. Thank you to Huddersfield Town Fan TV, who has sent us 200 joules. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Sunila, we love Sunila, original OG Levy out protester. The transfer strategy is like the game pick up sticks. Throw down a load of names and see what we can pick up. As of now, I feel we've been hoodwinked again. Yeah. And you're gonna see more and more comments like that. Thank you for the super chat, by Snilla, because listen, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it more and more. Like there was this account on the internet said the Premier League starts next week. Spurs are yet to make an attacking signing, and every day that goes by, it's going to ramp up. The attackers are a problem, and it manifests. Adam, what were you going to say, buddy? Sorry to interrupt you.
I said it at the beginning. I said it actually at the beginning of the transfer window. That I thought that we were always going to be hold ransom when it came to Romero, and I still do. I still think that he will be someone that will go out on loan with a option, not even an obligation. Well, maybe an obligation, but I still think that there's players in our club. I wrote a list down that I still think that the majority of the remaining outgoings that we're going to see are going to be on loan, because even Vicario, because there's no noise about him. I think that these players are going to be clubs are going to be like, look, we know Tottenham, they want these players out, and one thing that is a step down from money of buying a player is just getting them off the wages. And at the end of the day, I think Romero, I think he'll go, but I think that other clubs, because they know our situation now, they're going to, it's like a game of chess at the end of the day, and we might be playing chess with the players that we're buying, but people that are trying to acquire our players, they're playing checkers. And I think they've got us by the balls, because they know the scenario. And like if someone really wanted Vicario, if back in Italy, or if any other club wanted Romero that badly, there would have been a formal bid in right now. It would have been enough. We would have maybe have lowered our expectations on the transfer, but we would have done it. And they ain't. The offers are not coming in, and now you hear, I don't know the full ins and outs about it, but look at Solomon. I mean, 5 million plus 2? What's that for promotion? Come on, that's bullshit. Like seriously, like that guy's worth more than that. right? Last time he was in the Championship with Leeds, he absolutely smashed it. And he is a. I mean, I don't know how he hasn't been snapped up by a newly promoted team, or I'm really surprised. But fair play, he's gone to West Ham. If they come back up and we end up snapping up a couple of £1 million for him for getting promoted, I still think. But we didn't pay anything for him, so we got him. However, we got him. But I still think that a lot of the players, Kota Takai, what we've got. Vicario, Romero. I think clubs they're gonna
Pape Sarr,
literally.
Matej
Sorry, who?
Papasar.
Yeah,
Papasar.
Papasar. Yep, exactly the same as him. Somewhere. And let's be honest, Papasar last season, pre-season, he was really good, and he was actually really performing well for his country. And he came in the beginning of the season. He looked bright, and then he literally just got, just nah. He just got pushed down the pecking order. So I don't actually think he's done anything wrong, to be honest. And I think there's an actual player in there that could do a good job for like a newly promoted team, an Ipswich or a Hull, I mean, or a Coventry. I mean, he'd go in there, and let's be honest, he's got such an engine on him, that lad. But I just think clubs now they're going to play the game. They know that we've overpaid on
Adam,
certain
what about
players.
Spence? What about Jed Spence? There was a story today saying that he's going to leave for Serie A, AC Milan, 50 million price tag. Then someone else reported they haven't got that kind of money. This is nonsense. But what about Spence? Is he staying? Is he going?
I think Spence is he. I mean, the way that he can progress the ball. He doesn't build the relationships up that we want to see with certain players. But I think the fact that he will be good backup for Porro, he can play on the left. I mean, I know that we're oversaturated with players on the left anyway, but the fact that you've got the situation on the right hand side of midfield with Kulu and Kudos, that you just don't know what's going to happen with both of them two players. I think that keeping him is an option with Poirot and Spence, where let's be honest, you can try. See, this is what I would like to have seen in pre-season was maybe trying to experiment Poirot or Spence in the further up position on the right. Do you know what I mean? Like just sort of giving them a little bit of time to see, because I mean, Poirot's not the best defensive right back, but he's very good at advancing, very good at putting that ball in. It would have been nice to have seen maybe the diversity of seeing whether they could, maybe step into that role while we're seeing Kudos and Kulu coming back into that position. I said before, maybe even having to bring someone in on loan in that position with an option, just to see how them two players fare in that position, or as the two right backs, whether they can push up the field. But the biggest disappointment with transfer at the moment with me is Will Lancashire. I'll be honest. I think that was an absolute, like, that was a disaster letting him go. I I would have loved to have seen him play every game in pre-season and absolutely shown Richie and
Are you
so
are you saying that because he should be their replacement, or are you saying that's because we haven't brought in better attackers? Because I think a lot of Spurs fans would say, and let me bring someone else in on this. A lot of Spurs fans would say, if we signed Savio, if we signed Gakpo, and we signed Osherman, why the hell are we keeping Lancashire? There's no point. But I think the Lancashire argument comes in because we haven't signed anybody. Where are you guys at with that? The whole Lancashire conversation.
Oh, look, I mean, if I can just finish my point off with that, is just I would have liked to have seen one of either Slanky or Richie go, a big time forward come in, a big time forward come in. Like, let's just say we signed Osherman, right? And you had which you'd probably would have rather have kept Solanke, because Richie's got, is he in the last year of his contract? Is that right? So you would have wanted to try and recoup some money, but just having Lancashire learning off of them and just picking up minutes when he can. And I just think there's something. I think that boy's got something in him, and I think that he could have surpassed the second person and even challenged the number one. I think he would have been. Yeah, but it's gone now, isn't it? So, but yeah,
Guys,
sorry.
that's all right, Adam. Guys, what about you, lot? Maz, let me come to you. You ain't spoken a bit. Lancashire, do you think we should have kept him? Did he deserve a chance, or is it all because we haven't signed any attackers?
Well, look, the people that don't deserve a chance are Richarlison and Solanke, because they were bought in on huge money, right? They're constantly injured, and the maximum goals they score in a season is between 10 and 13, and that's only for Richie. I'm not sure what Solanke did in his first season, but he didn't exactly set the world alight.
It was 10-11.
Yeah, and so it's, if we don't give some of these youngsters a chance, then how are we ever gonna know? And Lancashire was at that age whereby you could have potentially kept him this season and play the backup striker, and knowing that Richarlison and Solanke are going to get injured without a doubt, he might have come in and done something. Now, am I saying that Will Lancashire's the answer because I've seen he's a brilliant footballer and all of that sort of stuff? No, but the little that we have seen of him, he wasn't that bad. And when he did come on, he got a couple of goals. So how do we know what he would have turned out to be like if we never give that pathway that you've been talking about for years now still, and we've been talking about on the old Tottenham Away channel? It's like not there for any of the youngsters. Like Phillips. How many times has Phillips played in the Tottenham shirt? I'm not saying that he's the answer to anything. I'm just saying we brought the guy in. We've never seen him play for us. So why did we buy him in? It's we do this time and time again. Now, you said, Stel, if we buy in like Gakpo and let's say Savinho as an example, I doubt we're going to get Osherman now, knowing what we're like. But let's say we sign two wingers in that respect, then there's still a place for Lancashire because Gakpo will play on the left. Savinho will most likely play on the left. I doubt you're probably right. We probably wouldn't sign both those two for the same position. So in which case, there's still a place for Lancashire in the squad. Coupled with the fact that we've got a massive disparity between homegrown players and foreign players in our squad, so getting rid of him just doesn't make any sense for me at all. So that's my take on the Lancashire situation.
But you guys, Mark and Mark, you reckon we should have kept Lancashire, or is it all a bit desperate because we haven't signed anyone?
Go on, Sheriff.
Well, that's what it seems to be at the moment, doesn't it? Because we all know the two we got. Let's just say they're not the best. Put it this way, the whole of our front line is probably the worst I've known in my 50-odd years on this planet supporting Tottenham. I can't think of many worse as a collection. As a collection, even when we was a bit iffy and, when we've had iffy times, there's always sort of one standout-ish player. But, I mean, we're just getting desperate now. I mean, if they don't bring nobody in, then why they sold him is beyond me. To be honest, I mean, is he the answer? Probably not. But let's face it, I'd have given him a go over the two plums we got up there anyway. Because they haven't exactly set the world on fire, have they?
No, they haven't. No, they've not been good enough at all.
No.
I think to not get any money back for Richie, with him being a Brazilian striker, and don't forget he's actually not got that bad numbers for Brazil, right? to not get anything back at the end of this contract after paying out. I mean, I don't think we paid up the full 60 million. I think we paid 50, but it could rise to 60, but we didn't. Obviously, it didn't happen. But to not get nothing back for him at the end of the season, and to have another season of him, like, oh mate, that.
Well, we've
Adam,
already said.
Adam,
well,
Richie is shit.
He
I'll
is,
say
we've already
mate.
said-
No, he is.
absolute shit.
He's
well, we've
someone
already
that
said he's not Brazilian. He's not
he's
Brazilian.
not bad at having on the bench if you've got a Kane or someone like that, and he's
He's one of the
like,
reasons Brazil are crap. Brazil have been shit for a decade, and he's part
Oh,
of that
they have
problem,
been.
right?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
part of
I
it.
agree with you.
He's
I
part
agree
of
with
it,
you.
right? This club, we've got to stop this, right? Tell Mike come good. Solanke, he's always injured. That's why he's no good. This is the year for no. How's about none of them are good enough for this football club, right? I did a show about 2 weeks ago where I said, look at what we used to. Berbatov, Defoe, Klinsmann, Sheringham, Kane, Son.
Yeah.
You list all the strikers and you think, they're all levels above anything we've got.
It's not
None of
even
the players
close,
we've
is
got-
it, Stal? It's not close, is it?
No, let's talk about the
Honest,
grade
Maz.
below those two. No, hold
I
on,
was
like
about to say.
Canute, Pavlyuchenko,
They're better.
even what's his Adebayor. They're miles better than what we've
They're
got.
better. They're all better.
I actually
Yeah.
watched a football match today. It was the game. Do you remember when we beat Reading 6-4?
Berbatov hat trick. Yeah.
No, he got 4 goals. 4 goals.
4 goals.
And I watched that game, and the first half it was just Berbatov and Keane up front, and then Defoe come on near the end, right? And he hit the rebound from the awful fucking Keane penalty. He hit the rebound, he headed it in, and I actually think, I swear to God, I haven't looked it up, but I even think that we had a fourth strike. I think we had Mido then. I swear we did. We had I'm sure we had a fourth striker that was like someone like him or someone. And I think to myself, to have the two that we've got now, like, we should be bringing in a world star to be up front. But Lancashire, we should have kept him. I think that's the worst thing we've done in this window, definitely, without doubt.
Do you know, again today, yeah, here we go, Cody Gakpo exclusive. It's just a bundle of contradiction. Sources within Liverpool are expecting an offer from Spurs. Okay, great. The bid's going to be about 50 million. He's keen to come to Spurs. De Zerbi's spoken to him. Brilliant. And then the next paragraph, Liverpool do not want to sell him. So what was the point of the first 2 paragraphs? He's a key part of their project. However, Spurs hope that a new winger signing can soften Liverpool's stance, and it depends if this player goes to that club. And Tottenham have Cody Gakpo as their top target. This isn't related to Savinho. Liverpool don't want to sell him. You read this shit, you think, why are we wasting our time? Like, if Liverpool do not want to sell him, why are we wasting our time? Surely we should just say, right, Liverpool, you don't want to sell him. Everyone's got a price. How much will it cost for us to get him? And they tell us the
you're
price.
Talking about him, but what about Savinho? It's a year today that.
1 minute, Adam. 1 point at a time, right?
Sorry,
Gakpo, right? Gakpo. This is the one that we keep hearing. Gakpo. He's going to be Savinho's going to come in as a winger. Gakpo might come in as a left-sided attacker, stroke striker. Who knows? But guys, where are you at with this? I read this stuff. Spurs want Gakpo. Liverpool don't want to sell. He's part of their plans. So surely you just ask Liverpool, what's the price? And Liverpool say 80 million, and we say, no, too much. Next player. We're wasting any more time with this. Or, right, done. There's your money. Instead, we're going to talk to him. We're going to put an offer in, but we don't want to sell him. He's part of it. Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
What I want to ask is, why are we the cog in everyone else's wheel when we've got the money to go and get these players if they want to come to us?
It's true.
Right? Apparently, we've got the money. We can go and do basically what we want to do, yet we're waiting on a Man City. Do they need a replacement? It's like Adam says, been going on for a year. I mean, what's going on with that? He either wants to come or he don't want to come, right?
Yeah,
Get it
but I don't
sorted
think it's
out.
about him wanting to come. I think it's more them. I think they're raising the bar. I think they're holding us hostage with that one. I
I mean,
think
Adam, you could be right, mate. You could be spot on. Then in that case, like you say, let's
move
move
on.
on. Surely
Yeah,
we've got
move
other
on.
targets. If you go to Liverpool, like Stell says, and say, right, I don't know, whatever the figure is, if the 50 million, 60 million, whatever it is, what's your price? 65 million. Do you want him that badly? Yes, we do. Go and
Mhm.
get him. Deal with it. You know what I mean? But it doesn't seem, unless there's a massive, something else massive going on that no one knows about, for another big signing to come in. Who knows? A Morgan Gibbs White, a Victor Osimhen. You know, who knows? We don't know. None of us know. But one thing is for certain: we need number 10s. We need right wingers because we haven't got one that's fit at the moment. Whether they say he might be fit for the start of the season, he's going to be undercooked. You know he is. And the chances are he'll go out on the pitch and get another injury because he is undercooked. So I don't know. This club does my Sweden still. Maz, Adam, Mark, you know it does. It does my absolute Sweden. Why can't we just have a transfer window where they say they're going to do it, get it done, and then we can have the players, let them bed in, let them have them 2 or 3 games, let them have those training sessions with a manager, and then at least when we go in against Brentford, yeah, we've got an 11 that might be able to go and do the job. Yeah, but
There is one player though, Mark. There is one player like that doesn't actually need no time, which is I believe that is Kane. He doesn't need no bedding in period. That's
he
probably
wouldn't.
the
No.
only player
Yeah,
out of all of the players that we
Well, he's still
are
on
linked
holiday at the
to.
minute.
No, all the players that we are linked to,
Yeah.
that is probably the only player that doesn't need any time at all.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't
No,
need a
I
minute.
honestly, the way we started the window, I wanted by end of July for me to put my feet up, put my slippers on, drink my Horlicks, and that's it. We're ready. Bring
That
the
was my
season
nickname
on.
at school.
I don't understand. I don't understand how we wanted Van Heck, bang, done. We wanted Tonali, 100 million,
Yeah,
done. We
exactly.
wanted Fernandez, 85 million, done. And then the biggest problem at this club, the biggest poison, that front three, you know,
Well, it's the sequencing still.
I don't get it.
The sequencing on the players we bought in for me is all wrong. If we went and bought in a striker as our first signing or the second signing, and then we bought a Tonali in and a defender in, it will be a completely different feeling around the fan base and the club at the moment, because at least we've got a new player up front that we can pin our hopes on. Right, and then the other players are complementing the existing squad or adding to it or replacing it or whatever. But because we've gone and strengthened the areas where we didn't need, so that defense, right? Yes, we can do better. We can buy in better defenders. But was that the main problem last year? No, not really. Right, the midfield. Yeah, that was a big problem last year. But the main problem was because our Frank Wank decided to drop the midfield combination that actually worked for that period of time. He stopped being Frank, basically. And instead of playing our 2 best midfielders, Bentancur and Paulinho, he started messing around with the midfield, right? And then we pinned our hopes on, Muani that ended up being, Puani, basically. I'm stealing your saying there, Cookie, right? He turned out to be a sack of shit, basically. He didn't want to be there. So I don't know why I don't know why Spurs can't act like a big club and say to Muani when he came and he wasn't turning up, look, if you don't want to be here, we'll cancel your contract right now. You can send you back to PSG. That's what we should have done, because he down tools the boy. So I've gone from being sort of quietly sort of happy that at the start of the window that we brought in a couple of recognisable players, right? That we thought, yeah, you know what, we know they're good players. It's about time we signed some decent players, to being ultra pessimistic about our season again, purely because of the way that this club has got no plan for addressing the real key areas that we really need addressing. That they can't face the fact that they've gone and pumped £300 million, right, in a front line that's achieved absolutely nothing. Right, and I'm talking about Tell, 40 million, Solanke, 65 million, Richardson, 60 million. Kudos, he's come in. Don't get me wrong, he's a very good player. I'm not saying he's a crock, but we've spent 60 million on him. He's been bloody injured most of the season. Kulu, another 30 million, 25 million, injured for the whole season. Maddison, another 45, 50 million, injured for practically the whole season. And we've gone out and bought bloody defenders.
I don't think we're the only club that's ever happened. I mean, look at how much what Liverpool spent on Isak, and he was injured the majority of last season. Do you know what I mean?
We're the only club it's ever happened to, Adam, because we finished 17th. We spent hundreds of millions of pounds. We allowed Ange to build one of the worst squads we've ever had at Spurs. We spent 400 million quid under him, right? And we've ended up finishing 17th. Over the last 3 seasons, we've spent about 600-700 million quid combined.
Do you think that it's got anything to do with, if you don't mind me asking, Stel, sorry, because I know you work to asking the questions. Do you think this has got anything to do with almost them wanting to level it up? So the apparent war chest was there. We've gone out. We've spent 260 million. We've recruited whatever it is, 150 million back in. But because we're overloaded with non-homegrown players still at the moment, do you think it's more important for them to start getting some players out so the books get levelled up a bit more and maybe into even negative territory before we may go and spend again? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I personally think that nothing has changed with this ENIC until 3 years' time. Then I'll tell you whether it's changed. Because if we go and sign 2 decent attackers, everything just switches. If we don't, and we start against Brentford and we draw or lose to Brentford because the attack is crap, then it's all going to blow up. You know it. Yeah. And everyone's going to say, "Well, what the fuck?"
Then I get what you're saying, still.
So you've got to wait. You've got to wait, and before I can answer that, because I
actually agree with you with that, still, massively, because I heard you say that on one of your previous lives, and I actually sat there and thought to myself, do you know what? We can't just say, for example, we pull off just in hindsight, we pull off Savinio, we bring either Kane back or we bring in an Osherman right now. And we bring in another player, right? Just say like a Morgan Gibbs-White. Let's just throw them 3 names out there. If we do that now, then that doesn't mean when we get to January we go, well, look what we did in the summer, and then we don't need to bring anyone in, and then.
It's gone quiet.
Does someone else want to take over?
Yeah, what I was going to say, surely you got to get the players in at least so they get a bit of pre-season. Get them in, get us used to the squad, get them used to De Zerbi's tactics, give them a run so they're ready to go. First day of the season. Was it 11, 12 days and we got Brentford?
Yeah.
First game. Yeah. Someone comes in now, they might have been on holiday. They're not going to be match fit for the first game. They're not going to be ready. It's very limited time to get his ideas and the way he's going to play, his tactics, his positional sense, all the stuff that goes on when a new player arrives at a club. So really we're behind the 8 ball before the season even kicks off, and it only takes to start slowly, couple of draws, couple of losses, and you're up against it, all your hopes and dreams for the season is ruined in the first half a dozen games. I never, well, unless we get some top strikers in, I was like, Europa, because we've only got one game a week. I was, well, Europa spot, you take that.
Sorry, Adam, can you put your mic on mute because there's an echo coming from you? Oh, he's gone. Okay. Yeah, no, Sheriff, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I mean, not getting these players in is almost, it's like neglect. It's, I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it because you're sort of snookering yourself before we've even started.
Mari, I muted you because the echo was coming from you. Mari, let me unmute Mari. Let's see what he's got to say.
Sorry, I had a call come in. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right, mate. Yeah, Mari, you heard what Sheriff had to say. I don't know how much you heard of what everyone else had to say as well. We're just repeating ourselves every show, every week, every channel. And there goes Mari.
He's gone.
He's gone.
It's probably because I come back in. When you come in, sometimes it kills someone's thingy.
No, that's classic Mari when he's in the car. Do you know what? Let me do a couple of super chats actually because they've been sitting here. Sunila, he says, thank you so much again. Why are we worried? It's because we have Lange. Yeah. Thank you to Futures Bright, 6 jewels of Chile, 2 jewels Silver Star, 10 jewels Gold Coin. I don't even know what I'm saying here because I don't know what these things are.
What are these things, Stel?
No idea. 2 jewels, 100. Mate, thank you for your super jewels or crown jewels.
So half of the points of what they are equals to pennies. So if someone gives you 1,000 coins, that's 500 pennies. That's how it works.
So this is 50. So this is okay. All right.
But I think I think it's a new thing that I've tried to work it out, and I think what it is, it's they're doing it on like a TikTok basis of how people are gifting. So where you have like a minimum of like a 199 like super chat or super sticker, I think the way that they're doing it is so people can upload some money and then they can spread the money differently. But then I think that YouTube, they bank more of a percentage of it. I think that's how it's working.
All right. Well, look, however it works,
if that makes sense.
Thank you for the jewels. Appreciate it.
Estelle, can I jump in for a couple of minutes?
Murray, let me finish the super chats and I'll do it very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've been sitting there for half an hour. The M. Georgiou, thank you so much. Stel, what's up, my Cypriot bro? Big up. Awesome content. Nervous about our attack as well. Who do you think we sign in the number 9? If anyone, we need Solanke and Richie gone. We all agree with you. Much love from a Cypriot in North Carolina. Okay, big up the American Cypriots. We'll talk about the number 9 in a minute. Is M Maz, Mario, or Michael? It's got to be one of those. We will come to the number 9 in just a second. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Curly Norman, thank you for the super chat. Another American who says, saying Richie is better than Solanke is like saying herpes is better than having gonorrhea. They are both terrible.
Big up, Curly.
Big up to the Curly Norman.
No comment.
Oh, that's classic. Yeah, Mari, go for it, man. Welcome to the show.
Apologies, it's been a crazy day, and prayers and thoughts for the people in Colombia. I have many friends who are Venezuelan and Colombian, so it's been back-to-back months of just...
Wow, what's happened there?
Terrible.
I haven't watched the news. Sorry.
Huge earthquake.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be brief because as you can see, I'm on the road. In regards to the topic of sign forwards, it's funny. I will say this, that Enoch has not changed. I have to wait a couple of years. They almost got me, but I wasn't fooled. And this team and this club finds every opportunity to have the fan base be sidetracked of the main mission and the main goal. I don't know if you guys talked about this, but once again, you're hearing the deal with Atletico Madrid with Romero is going to be done, but that's not keeping people distracted. People being distracted, the algorithms is all towards Romero and Arsenal. I've told people, I said, look, if it's not coming out of Argentina, it's just hogwash, pure rumors, like every rumor that's out there. People are listening to the hand of Arsenal. You know, they were correct with Vinicius deal being closed. Uh, that goes for their track record. But once again, everybody got sidetracked thinking about the Romero, forgetting that we need forwards. We need strikers ASAP. We're about to play next week, the 22nd, our first game of the season, and we still have a pile of dog shit in front of us in regards to forwards.
So do you
And
think it's propaganda?
oh yeah, the club loves it because it keeps the focus off the main problem. They do this to us every time. They start the window out coming in hot, right? Tonali, Fernandez, they do this all the time. And then later on, there's a lull until the last day, and then the excuses come. Well, the other team that we're trying to do a deal with, they don't have enough time to get their striker. Are you kidding me? Savinho, who wasn't called up for Brazil, all summer long, groupie, before he got injured, he didn't get called up to France. They could have came in hot, just like with Tonali and Fernandez, two Premier League players, right? Oh, it's the Premier League. It takes long. Well, those are two Premier League players. Wait, Van Heck is a Premier League player. They got that done in June. Why couldn't we have at least one forward? We couldn't get one forward done before July? We got about two defenders and two midfielders done in June, end of June. We couldn't get a forward signed before then to play a preseason to bring some continuity to the team, right? And this team takes opportunity of every. But Romero wasn't going to be sold to Arsenal, and if anything, any agent is going to listen to an offer. There was never confirmation of him saying, "Yes, I want to play for Arsenal." Never been a confirmation,
If
right?
Arsenal
We use
bid
that.
for him, I'd drive him there myself. In fact, fuck it, I'd carry him there myself.
No, granted, but there's so many lies and fake news that go out there, you know, and I'm already pissed off because during the World Cup, you heard a lot of lies, being.
Oh, has he crashed?
Oh,
I agree with him. Actually, I agree with him. It is
Oh,
all.
we've
It's
got
all. It's all talk. It's all talk.
yeah, but, okay. So
The media condolences. You spread those rumors, those algorithms. And I'm watching all these not put the heat on Enoch, on Spain, um, being
Mari, you're crashing out. The whole thing's
sidetracked
crashing.
on the main prize, which he on Enoch, on signing some forwards.
But
Hello.
this, see, we're in that phase now. We're in that phase where the fans that call this out as unacceptable and this is nonsense. What are the club doing? You're going to get targeted as being the toxic negative. The same thing we get hit with every single year. We call out the bloody obvious, and then 6 months later, they all start copying what we say. But they're not toxic and negative. It's just us that call it out in advance. But if we go and sign a couple of forwards, everything changes. Everything flips on its
That's what
head.
I think. That's what I think.
But the problem is, each day that goes by, what Sheriff said, when are they going to integrate into this team? Where's their pre-season? Like, this is not good planning. You're basically setting them another manager up to fail. We're setting a manager up to fail by doing this. So then
and you
again,
wait, and you wait, and you wait. They'll come out with the line. We've given you all this, and look at the results. Off you go.
I
We've
know.
seen it
I see.
time after time after
I
time.
half agree with what you're saying, and then I half disagree with it because, like I said a second ago, like a Harry Kane or an Osherman, they know where the fucking net is. They know where the net
But
is.
we're
They
not
know
getting
where to
them.
be.
Adam, let's
But
be
what?
real. Kane isn't coming back to Spurs, and
No.
Spurs aren't going to sign Osherman. I don't believe either of those are remotely true. Neither.
So who do you think? Who do you? Do you know what one signing I do fear is? What's that guy? Is it Vahalovic or whatever his name is?
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic. Sorry,
Oh, you're
Vlahovic.
going to upset Cookie.
Oh
No,
no,
because he's
Deserby won't
not. He's
sign
not.
him.
He's not a Deserby player. He's not a
he's not.
Deserby
He,
player.
He
he
doesn't
I
press.
fear that's going to be the guy. I fear.
Nah, I don't.
But he could come good. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I actually believe if we sign any players up front, I actually believe it will be Savio and Gakpo if it happens. I don't believe they're going to happen though.
Something's going to happen, bro. Something's going to happen.
No, hold on. Let me take that back. I'm not convinced they're going to happen, but I'm not dismissing it. I think they are trying to get Savio, but I think Maresca wants to keep him. I think Maresca says, "You're a good player. Why are we getting rid of you?"
He
And with
looks good
Gakpo-
pre-season, mate. He looks
Played
good.
well the other day.
So if you're the manager of Man City, you're not going to let him go then, are you? You're not stupid. Maresca's not stupid. And then Liverpool, for every Spurs want Gakpo, we hear Liverpool don't want to sell him. If you're Iriola, you're looking at Gakpo and thinking, I can do things with you. Why would I sell him?
So can I ask you, Stel, honestly, in your heart to heart opinion, who do you think we will get over? If everyone would love to see 2 or 3.
I said we're going to be stuck with these. I said we're going to be stuck with these clowns before the season ended. I said, watch next season. They're all going to be here, and I honestly believe it's going to be Tell, Richie, Solanke. I do not think any of them are going.
No. I mean, who we're going to bring in? Who do you think we're going to bring in?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I have no idea. If it was me, I'd do everything I can to get Morgan Gibbs-White to this club. He's a good player. He's got Premier League experience. He knows how to create. He knows how to score. I feel it'd be stupid not to go for a player like that.
I think his injury record's good as well, isn't it?
And then up front, I've said it. I've looked into it. Danny Kay mentioned it first. I'm not going to steal his credit. For me, Torres at Barcelona. He plays possession-based football. He plays in a team that presses. He's a player that presses from the front and he scores goals. So for me, that is the ideal De Zerbi player. But
hasn't he gone to someone? No?
Not yet.
Oh.
Listen, okay. I've told you 2 players that I would sign. Whether we do it or not, it doesn't matter. That's just my opinion, isn't it? Whatever the club does, the club does.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry.
You can commit to saying still.
Okay, if he's gone, then we can't get him.
It doesn't happen.
If he's gone, then if he's gone, then we can't get him. Fair enough. But this is something we said last week. So then you've got to look at you've got to look at. Sava mentioned a player, and I looked at him, and I'm like, yeah, get him. The Greek guy, Pavlidis. I think his name's Pavlidis. Don't quote me on that. He plays for Benfica up front. Mate, he's a good player. I went and had a look. He's a good player. He's a good footballer.
Leon had a player that was available, but I think he's gone now. And the only one that I really got to go. Sorry, guys, I was in the middle of my rant. The only player that would be decent for me. Yeah, I know. The only person that would be decent for me right now, to be honest, would be Osimhen. That would be the only person that I would say, okay.
I'd love Osimhen.
Other than that,
based on figures, his figures are absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
he's levels. He's levels above anything we've got.
Yeah.
Now he would be a bomber.
And he's 27. Yeah. He's 27.
He would be the bomber.
Because if you did sign a Kane, at which everyone, I'm sure we wouldn't turn our nose up at a Kane. If we signed a Kane right now, that it's just a matter of time until you need to then look again. Do you know what I mean?
27 is not that bad. 4 years of service, Osimhen, and even then, a responsible club, you sign Osimhen, you're already looking for his replacement. That's what big boys do. That's what a great club does. They have a replacement. They have someone do youth system that's ready
I mean,
to go.
when did
We don't.
Lewandowski sign for Barcelona? How old was he? He was already 34, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was like. Yeah, it was like 32, like
See,
31,
Nah, he
had
was
32.
older than that, bro.
had we acted on the Krupi deal earlier, he wouldn't have been injured. But then some people, again, it's all rumours. Like, you don't know what to believe. It goes back to what Adam said about I don't believe any of it. Apparently, Bournemouth wanted 120 million. Right, that's never going to happen. It's a stupid deal, right? It's a bonkers deal for a
Yeah.
19-year-old that's not even a superstar.
That's
But
like Solanke all over again.
it's 10 times
Well,
worse, 120 million. But if there was a deal between 75 to 90 and it could have been done 3 weeks ago, then we're idiots for not doing it. We're complete
And we
buffoons.
could have chucked a player in that direction and probably lowered that price.
Give them Solanke back. They can have him back.
Do they want him back?
yeah.
Would you?
Take him.
Would you want him
Fucking
back?
hell, make him. Jesus Christ, what we doing?
No, you say to him, listen, do you remember when he played for you? He scored 19 goals, didn't he? Yeah. He's a good player for you lot. There you go. Get another 19.
Straight swap then. Straight swap. Thank you very
They'll say,
much.
yeah, we'll knock £1 million off the price.
His best ever season was at Bournemouth. Like, come on, Bournemouth. No brainer for you lot.
Yeah, but have you actually looked back at the goals that he scored in that best season? They were all tap-ins, bro.
Who cares? Who cares?
Well, exactly.
But
Who fucking cares? We're stuck with him now. You're
All right,
right.
guys.
Mate,
I will be listening. I gotta
Cool,
go.
Maury.
I'll be listening.
Big up, Murray.
Big up, Murray.
do you know? I want to change the subject a bit. Big up to Maury as always. I want to change the subject a bit. I saw this today. Okay, this is the table over the last 5 seasons. Okay, so when you get people like Sean Butler who say, "Look what Levy's done for the club." It doesn't talk about trophies; it's finances and how well we do. Over the last 5 seasons under Levy, since he built this amazing stadium, we are 8th in the table. Points wise, below Newcastle,
I saw a table of the
below
last 10
Aston Villa.
seasons and we were 7th.
Right. I'm going by the last 5 seasons since Levy built his £1 billion stadium that's going to make us a game-changing club. We average 8th. Right. So this notion that we have changed and we are so much, it's bonkers. We're 8th.
Don't get Stout. The stadium was the stadium was the game changer.
That's what I mean.
For the worse. It was for the worse.
It's made us worse. It's made us worse.
But at the end of the day, you've got right. You can weigh that up in different ways, right?
Yeah,
you can weigh it up.
Let's hear this. Weigh up. I want to hear it.
Right. Well, okay. So if we hadn't have done this, right?
Yeah.
Just say we had done like a Chelsea did years ago, where they just extended a stand or whatever, and we hadn't gone in this direction, right? We would not have the pull power that we have now, right? To be honest, right? Like what you said,
What's that
Phil,
got to
and
do
I
with
agree with
finishing
you.
8th? What's that got to do with finishing?
I agree with you.
Adam, no, hold on. No, you're changing the argument, right? You're not doing a Sean. You don't come on here and do a Sean without me pushing back. It's what I do the same thing with Sean, right?
No. Well, of course.
No. Hold on. No, because you're moving. You're talking about having the pull power now. No. I'm saying under Levy for 6 years, 5 years since we built the stadium, we are the 8th best team. He has not moved us up that league table on average. He hasn't. Fact.
Right.
Because
So that's in
25
the last 5
years before
years.
Enoch, we averaged 8th. Right? I'm just saying.
Wait. Sorry. Say that again. Before what?
Before Enoch and Levy took over, the average position of Tottenham in the league for 25 years was 8th. Levy, in the last 5 years, since we've had this £1 billion stadium, has made us 8th. So when people talk to him about, but Levy, look how much better we are in the league. No, we're not. We're the same.
So you're comparing. You're comparing figures of 25 years prior to Enoch taking over from Alan Sugar, yeah.
With 25 years of Enoch being in charge, yeah, and Levy
All right,
being in charge.
with your hands there, I'm seeing 6, 7, but okay, right. So that's prior to him coming in, right? Sorry, Enoch coming in, but then you're only using the last 5 years. Not the last 25 years. So why don't you
So the
Why
first
don't you
10
do
years.
the-
So the first 10 years was average 10th. Okay.
Yep.
And then the next 15 years we averaged 6.5, and now it's 8. So overall, it's actually 8th overall.
Right.
25 years.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now what?
Right. Right. Now I'll push back with this.
Yeah, go on.
because where we stand right now. Okay.
17. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's have
17.
this argument again. Like hoping that decisions and no. Still, right, you could smile. You have a lovely smile, right? But do you know what? Let's have this conversation in 3 or 5 years' time. Let's clip this.
When you can change the argument, when there's
No.
completely set,
It's not
when
about
when
changing
they
the
get another
argument.
5 years in charge of the club, and you mate, we're talking about today.
I know
right?
what you're doing. Still,
You don't.
you're
You
good
don't.
at this,
You
bro.
don't.
You're good
You
at
don't.
this.
We don't talk about Solanke in 5 years' time. We're talking about Solanke today, right?
Okay.
We're not doing this.
Do
Right?
you want me
In
to
5
actually
years'
be? Do you want
time.
me to actually be really, really frank about it? Do you know what? If it wasn't for the team that Pochettino actually put together, and
And Redknapp had a good
yeah,
team.
without a doubt, yeah, Redknapp played a part in that, you know.
Even Martin Jol to some
And then
degree.
even
Martin Jol.
Andre, what's his name? Andre Villas-Boas, bringing
Yeah.
the way that he brought players on as well, and pushing.
Conte got us
Yeah.
fourth.
Well, yeah, but okay, but anyway, right?
No, he did. It's a fact, Adam. He got
Yeah,
us
but-
fourth.
Yeah,
he took over when we were 12.
Right, that's well, yeah, but then
But it's the way you started. Like, I don't want to say, because then I have to admit that he did all
no,
right.
because now the conversation is it's moving, mate. You're moving the minutiae of the conversation. At the end of the day, right? You've got to look at what the club. Look at Man United right now, bro. Look at Man United right now. What a shit show, right? What a shit
That's great.
show.
What's that got to do with us?
Well, it's got a lot to do with us. Everything's got a lot to do with us, because when you look at other clubs, do you know? Right, I do my research. I know my shit, so I can talk. Right?
Man United are fourth in that league table. Look at Man United.
No.
I'm using your argument. Your argument. Hold on. Your argument.
You can't.
Your argument. Look at Man United. Look at them. Yeah. Fourth in that league table. Fourth.
Still, if you're going to ask me a question, you've got to allow me to sort of
when you're going to make comments like that, I have to debunk them quick.
No, but I know what you're saying. I know where you're going with this, bro. I know where you're going with this, and do you know what? I get where you're coming from. No, trust me, I get where you're coming from. But what you've got to bed into that, right? Do you know that the second biggest club in Europe that bring money in, and I know this takes away it from the football pitch, but this has been something that's had to be built, right? It's had to be built this way, right? Because you know what? You could be the Chelseas and the fucking Man Cities of the world that are breaking
or the
every
Arsenals,
fucking
or the Aston
rule.
Villas, or the Newcastles, who also did better than us.
Let's
not mention those clubs. Let's just blame everything on Chelsea and Man City.
Doing all that shit.
Only Chelsea and Man City get blamed. Well, ignore the other clubs that did it the right way, who are above us in that table. Yeah, ignore that.
What? You're talking about selling the fucking warehouse like Aston Villa did? Yeah,
I'm talking about teams that have got more points in the league over the last 5 years.
Yeah, but we've done it organically, bro. Look at what we've done.
Oh, that's nice.
We should be one thing still is
Beautiful.
do you know what? Please let me just say this.
Well, get to your point, because you've waffled about everything other than the point I raised.
Mate, just let me say something, mate.
Say it then. What is your point?
Right. You say that you want to see over the next 3 seasons, you want to see this repeated, right? You don't see change unless you see us, and I agree with you, bro. Right? We can't just go out in January and go and buy a Sousa or whatever. We need to, and the same next summer. We can't just be like. But you know what? When you get to a stage where, like Man City have done with their players, right? They've been better in the transfer market than we have, right? Guardiola, they become a team where and even Man United did back to Ferguson time, right? That it was one big marquee signing, right? And then potential around that, right? We're trying to get ourselves in that position, right? And at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the forward thinking, if it wasn't for the forward planning, If it wasn't for the, I don't not believe for 1 minute that there's been bad decisions. There's been wrong signings. Of course there has been, right? Of course there has been.
Adam, mate, listen, can you get to the point? Because
Adam,
you're talking. You haven't landed a point that I can actually say, oh, okay, nothing. You're just going off on tangent.
Because you know what? It's about
Because
it's in the long term, bro, and you're too short term. You've got to think long term. And
25
we've been
years.
doing
but
that
hold
for
on,
years.
hold on,
25 years.
Adam.
25 years.
What?
And you want to do that long term?
Explain to me this, right? Why is it that in the previous decade, Spurs managed to sign good players, right? That turned out to be marquee players in the end, but now all of a sudden we can't do it. For example, Bale, Modric, Berbatov,
Dele Alli.
Keane, Ericsson, etc. Why is it we could do it a decade ago, i.e. pre-2019?
I don't think there's game changers about like there used to be. Do you know what? I looked at a list yesterday. Let me finish. I looked at a list yesterday, and it was the top 30 players of the Ballon d'Or when Rodinho won it, right? And you know what? If you look at that list that year of players, I'm not just talking about Tottenham now. I looked at that list and I was like, that was scary. And you look at the list of the top 30 players now, bro, there is not players out there, mate. There is not players out there like that now. There's not game changers out there like that. Yeah, but you've got to think that the game has changed as well.
Adam, I'm not au fait with players like everyone else. My love for football has diminished, unfortunately, in the last 6-7 years. Right, so I'm
there's
not up
no
to date
game
with
changers
footballs
about
all around Europe. Right, I know enough though, but there's about 100 players that most of the chat can name, right, that are reasonable for us to get, right, that would be game changing for Spurs. So to say there's no players is not true because we've never really gone for the elite players anyway, right? Dembele, he wasn't an elite player when he came to us. He became an elite player. Modric, he wasn't an elite player. He became an elite player. So all I'm saying is that we managed to do it last decade, right, from 2010 to 2019, and all of a sudden, since the new stadium, we haven't managed it at all. Now, I would argue the reason for that, one is because of Daniel Levy, right? And the reason why it's because of Daniel Levy is because he got rid of all of the footballing people at Tottenham Hotspur over the decades that they've been at there, right? And now we're a shell of a club that we used to be from a footballing standpoint.
And the scouting's awful.
Guys, there's a shitload of good players out there, an absolute ton of them. It's just Spurs, one, don't know how to scout them, two, won't pay the money for some of them, or three, they pursue with crap players instead. And they think, let's give these crap players a chance. How do you think good teams are successful? Good teams are successful because they bring in the good players. Good teams win trophies because they bring in the good players. Mate, there's lots of good players out there. They don't all have to be Pele, Maradona, Zidane, Ronaldinho. There's that Spain team that won the World Cup is full of good players, and they come together as a team and win. You don't need one wow player. You just need a collective bunch of very good players. So to say you saw a list, I mean, what list were you looking at? Like a shopping list?
No. It was the list of the top 30 that got voted in for the Ballon d'Or that year. And you look at that list.
They're the elite. They're the elite.
But what I'm trying to say still,
outside of that elite, Morgan Gibbs-White is not on that list. He makes Tottenham a lot better.
That's what I'm saying, though. But right? So if you say, if you say Spurs should just go out and sign these players right now, who are you talking about?
We're going around in circles. We already mentioned players' names. We've been mentioning players' names all night.
Yeah, but if the club don't want to sell and the price ain't good enough...
That's a different argument. You're pivoting again. You asked me a question, I give you an answer. But if we sell, different argument. I'm telling you who we should buy.
So what's your argument of that then?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So no, who do you think we should go out and sign right now?
We just did that half an hour ago. I'm not
Yeah,
repeating what I said
but if
half
the
an hour
club
ago.
don't want to accept that price, do you see what I mean? Like, I'm trying to just like, you don't have
The
to
club
attack me,
accepted
bro.
100 million for Tonali. The club accepted paying 70, 85 million for Fernandes. What are we doing here? The club spent 55 million on a centre back
Because they were made available.
because we paid the money to buy them. We made them available by spending the fucking money. If we said to Newcastle, here's 75 for Tonali, he's not available. 100 million, he's available, yeah. The same way we did it to Brighton. We want Vuskovic. Sure, 50 million. He's available. All right, there you go.
I'm getting
And
abused in the chat, man. I'm getting
with
abused
us
in the
now,
chat. What
and
is this,
allegedly
man?
with
What
us
is
now,
this? Shit.
Because you lost yourself, mate. I don't know what
and
you did.
Well,
allegedly
nah,
with us,
you've come at me, bro. You've come at me, bro.
and
No,
allegedly with
I
us,
just
money is no object now.
I just showed you
Money
this
is
table.
no object.
I showed you this table. That was it. I showed the whole panel this table. I showed the audience this table, and you wanted to
Yeah, but
argue
so
against
then my full response to that is patience, bro. And people ain't got patience.
25 years. And you're asking
Yeah,
for patience.
25 years under
Can you
who?
not see in the minds of many fans that is just, you're asking for things that have already been used up. The credit in the bank on patience went a long time ago. If you think Spurs fans are going to go into this new season accepting, tell Solanke and Richie, you've learned nothing about this club, because mark my
I
words.
don't accept that,
My
bro.
words. But you just said patience.
We're still fucking 3 weeks to go, and
All right. But the point is, I mentioned this table saying, look, Levy hasn't really shifted the club up that league table the way people make out. And then you went on to a completely different argument. I said already,
yeah, but
if we
you
sign two really
talked
good
over me at
attackers,
every corner, and you absolutely tried to shake every single thing that I tried to land, bro.
but you landed nothing.
I know I didn't.
Are you listening to what you're saying? Listen, let's change the subject because I'm losing my mind here. This broke out tonight, guys. Mickey van der Ven. He is signing a new contract with Tottenham Hotspur. This is a pretty big deal. My question is simple: has he signed it in preparation for the club to then sell him on in the future, knowing that he's locked into a contract, or do you guys think Van der Ven is locked in to the new De Zerbi project and he wants to be a part of it? I think he actually wants to give it a go under De Zerbi personally. Where are you at, Cookie and Sheriff?
Go on, Sheriff. Go on, mate.
Yeah, I agree with you. I honestly think I think towards the end of last season, he was and ahhing. I think he sort of had almost 1 foot out the door. But I think De Zerbi's come in, and because I honestly think De Zerbi is building like a family atmosphere at the club. That's why I think Romero's on his way out, because I think he tipped the apple cart over. I generally think it's a bad egg, and I'm not sorry he's going. No, we've obviously replaced him. See you later. As far as I'm concerned, let's face it, he did a runner when we was in deep need of leadership, encouragement, whatever you want to call it. He had no qualms in going back to Argentina. So for me, goodbye. See you later. But I think Mickey's bought into it. I think he wants to be here, and that proves it.
Yeah, Cookie, he's signed a deal. I believe it doesn't say it here. I believe he's signed. It's a 3 or 4 year deal, so he's here to 2029 or 2030. I haven't got the exact details, but look, he's here at least for 3 more years, at least.
Yeah. Listen, I think it can work both ways for him, can't it? At the end of the day, if he signed a contract, I've got no doubt he's under the De Zerbi spell, if you like. But if it don't work out and it does go tits up for him, right, he'll be able to move on if he wants to, if he don't believe that Spurs are doing what they say they're doing. And if he has a good season at the same time, there might be, like someone's put in the chat here, a big old clause in his contract. If someone comes in with 100 million, he's got the option to go, or maybe something like that. So for me, I'm glad he's staying. I like Mickey van der Ven. I think everyone knows he's got a lot to learn about heading a ball. But as far as the rest of it's concerned, we all know he's a very good player. So let's see what happens with him. Hopefully he'll stay for longer than a year. But I'm sure he's got like clauses built into his contract that get triggered and stuff like that still. So we'll see how it goes. I think next year's a big wait and see season for Spurs, because if Enoch don't back with De Zerbi properly and he goes off the handle, and leaves, if he does, then a lot of players have got a lot of thinking to do, haven't they? Because who could be the next one in? We would never know. Hopefully that don't happen. But at the end of the day, Enoch must have made some promises to this bloke, because he signed his contract, whether it was 12 million or not. He's saying all the right stuff as such, and let's hope that everyone gets behind him, whether it be Enoch, the fans, whoever it is, because at certain stages still, there'll be rocky times ahead. There'll be a little 5 or 6 losing game stretch or whatever, or that we don't win and everyone will lose their marbles, So we just got to see how it goes next season, I think.
Adam, Maz, whoever's there, what do you make of Van der Ven signing a new contract?
What do I make of it? I thought it was a bit of a. I thought he was easily. Actually, let me think. I thought last season he was as culpable as what Romero was with the bad atmosphere at Tottenham Hotspur, in terms of the players. Now it could be that Romero easily corrupted him. That's one angle. However, if he has fully bought into the De Zerbi project and he's back to his, let's say, professional self from the previous seasons that he joined us, then yeah, I'm glad that he signed, because I do genuinely, out of all of the players we had at Spurs, he was the one shining light, I think, that we had. So his second half performance last year, left a lot to be desired. But if he's bought in and he gives us 3-4 good years and maybe make him the captain, to keep him, and he becomes another sort of Yang Vertonghen type player for us, then that's good. I don't. You know what? Still, I'm a bit ambivalent to all of this stuff until I start seeing Spurs acting like a big club and buying in quality players, not just 1 or 2 and then calling it a day, but actually buying quality players. I don't give a damn who signs a contract or stays at Spurs. They've got to give me something to buy into and really get behind, and they haven't yet. I mean, I love De Zerbi. I think he's going to be a great manager for us. But if we carry on the way we're going, and if we don't get anyone in January, let's say, he's going to throw an absolute wobbly by the end of the season. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Sava, welcome to the show. Sorry, I didn't know if it was you or not, and I hate bringing on people without a camera if I don't know them. Just seeing your name, I've had people come on and shake their bums and all sorts on this channel. So, but anyway, hopefully you're not going to do that. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry.
Sav?
I've just got in from dinner on holiday. So I don't think anyone needs to see me looking like a fucking lobster. Yeah, man, listen, I've just been watching the last sort of half an hour. Do you know what I would say still? Spurs fans, we're so good at it. We talk and we talk and we talk and we use buzzwords like patience and project and sustainability and this and that. Can we just for once actually talk the talk? Sorry, can we walk the walk? Can we just buy what we need instead of all this faffing about, all these excuses? I've been seeing it across so many channels recently where there's the excuse why we can't do this and can't do that. We're poo-pooing footballers whilst we've got Tell, Solanke and Richarlison in our front three, and we're talking about why this player wouldn't be any good for Spurs. We don't learn still. We genuinely don't learn from summer to summer. Now, yes, there are 3 weeks to go. But the same people that will say there's 3 weeks to go are the same ones telling you, well, De Zerbi's system is tough to learn. It takes time to get used to. You've got to bring the players into gel. And now it's, oh, well, don't worry. What is there? 11 days. I mean, what is it? Nearly midnight. Sorry, it's nearly midnight for me. You've got 11 days until the first game of the season still. And we're going into the season with not one playmaker and none of the front three are of any note. I mean, at the moment, it looks like Ajayi is going to be our best right winger, right? We're letting Moore go and Kudus can't seem to get fit after 8 months. When are we ever allowed to be honest? And I think that's why I wanted to come on still. When are we ever allowed to just say it as it is rather than all this? I don't want to be told to be patient. I'm 43 still. I know that's not as old as the Marks. Love you guys. You know I do.
Is this a dig at me still? Sava, sorry.
No. This is every chat I see. Every time I put a video out, the comments. When are we going to stop these buzzwords? When are we actually going to do what we said we're going to do? When are we going to... I've been told all summer by everyone, ENIC 2.0, change, they're going big. And yet, the only two names I'm seeing for the last 6 weeks since Tonali has finished, Tonali deal got over the line, is Gakpo and Savio. Now, Stel, you know, you and I have talked offline. If Savio and Gakpo is who you want, get them.
Yeah.
If you can't get them, move on. But we're now 11 days to the season starting, and we've got the worst forward line I can ever remember in my 40 years of being a Spurs fan. This is the worst forward line I've ever seen as a collective. And we've got people going, can't all be done in one window. What can't be done? What, you can't buy a few forwards? You know, oh, but if it's not Kane, no one else is good enough. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? I just don't know what we're doing still. Sorry for the rant. I just don't know how many windows we have to play this stupid game with people pretending that this time is different. When are we going to just go and buy what we need? There's forwards all over the world. All over the world. Wingers, strikers, just go and buy what you need.
Why can't, yeah, can we stop buying what we don't need? Like buying Sousa for left wing. And, you know, but I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I know we need defenders and midfielders. Like, no one's denying that. But how about address the weakest area first, i.e. the strikers and the wingers? You know, the problem that we've had, not just this current season, last season, and the season before that, and the season before that. You know, we're just not addressing the forward end of the squad at all. We just ignored it.
But Maz, the problem with this is when I see, you know, listen, I don't go on many channels now. When I dip into Sean's chat or Stell's chat or Lubo's chat, whoever's chat I dip into, right? You know, the two Marks. I'm seeing people in comment sections. We're just dismissing all of these forwards and wingers across the world as though we're a top team. Like, we're dismissing them as though we've got Kane and Son up top. And I'm thinking to myself, we've got awful wingers and forwards other than Mohamed Kudus. People are going, yeah, I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. I wouldn't want Mikatadze. I wouldn't want Balogun. I wouldn't want the... And I'm thinking, have you seen our forward line? Now, Maz, you and I have had this chat, right? There aren't many 25, 30 goal a season striker out there. We know that. We all know that as football fans. So
that was the point I was trying to make, Sava, earlier.
Yeah, but okay, so if that's the case, then go and buy yourself 3 or 4 players who get you 12 to 15 each. Go and buy yourself a Mikatadze who gets you 15 goals a season. Go and buy yourself a Rashford who gets you 15. You know, we could do these names forever. I'm just constantly hearing that no one's good enough for Tottenham Hotspur and for De Zerbi's system. We are awful. For years, we've been diabolical. I just don't understand the arrogance. I don't understand this notion that no one's good enough for Tottenham and that we can't better this forward line. And Maz, you and I both know, mate. We both know what will happen. I said this, right? I'm not going to name names. At the beginning of this summer, I was told ENIC 2.0 change is different. We're going big. They mean business. You'll see. We'll have 3 forwards in. Those very same people now, it's suddenly turned to can't do everything in one window.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. It's Man City's fault for Savio. It's Liverpool's fault for Gakpo. It's this club's fault. Other clubs don't. I don't see Barcelona having trouble getting Rodri out of Man City.
Yeah, but that's Barcelona, bro.
I don't. But no. See, that's such a basic answer. That's nothing to do with it.
Well, no, but they've always. It's like Real Madrid, bro. If Real Madrid want to go and pick someone out of any club in any situation, whatever the cost, if they come calling, I mean, come on, man, we know that better
you've
than
missed the
anyone.
point. You've missed the point completely. You're conflating the point of the big clubs coming in and turning a player's head, and the fact that Spurs have agreed personal terms with Savio and he wants to come, and we can't seem to get a deal done. Right? Man City are about to lose their best player to Barcelona. Right? Barcelona bid for him last week.
What
We've
Rodri?
been talking to Savio for 3 windows, and we can't get a deal done. But what will we do? We will blame it on Man City. We will blame Gakpo on Liverpool. It's always the other club's fault, not Tottenham.
The thing is, though, Sava, the thing is with this, we're meant to have more peas and bird's eye now, more bread than Warburtons.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly, mate.
Loads of money, apparently.
Exactly. But Mark, do you know the funny thing is? Sorry for talking a lot. Sorry, too much sun. I'll tell you what pisses me off, Mark, is clearly Savio is Tottenham's. Forget what you think of him, what Maz or Stel or whoever thinks of. Forget what we think of him. Clearly, he is Tottenham's first choice winger, right? Do we all agree with that? Clearly, that's the first choice player we want.
If you believe what you read, yeah.
Well, it's 3 windows now. It's all in the news every day.
Yeah.
If that's the player you want, and we're hearing you're 10 million apart, 12 million, if that's the player you want, and this is meant to be a new look ENIC, go and get the footballer. Oh my God, I don't care if you have to overpay. Get him in and give De Zerbi a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Because right now, we're going into a new season, right, where we will have a lot of the football, we'll be a decent team, we'll be hard to beat, but we're not going to put away any football teams with Tell, Richie, Solanke, Ajayi, Moore, whoever. We're just not going to put them away.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Sava. But at the same time, it's like a chain when you're buying a house. If they've
Why?
no one's gonna. Yeah, but Man City, like I saw Savini. I saw him play, and he was nippy in the box, man. He was on that wing, and he looked. All right, I know it's a highlight wing. Anyone could look good on that, but he looked pretty good. And I'll be honest though, if they're gonna like. No one else is going to leave themselves short. That's the other thing you've always got to like bake into the conversation is that like another club, and it's very rare that they do. Like like Man City ain't going to sell Haaland tomorrow unless they've got Alvarez or someone else coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like I know that's fucking far out.
Hang
what I
on,
just said there,
hang on,
but
Adam.
you know what I mean, though, don't you?
Yeah, but Adam, we're not going to Man City and asking them for Jeremy Doku or Semenyo, their first choice players. We're going there and asking them for a winger who doesn't really get in the team. So when we're talking about replacing a player, this is no offense. You're doing exactly what I said. Spurs fans do this all the time. We're now into that mold of we've left it so late that we're now starting to make excuses for Spurs because we've waited so long that the other teams have all only got a couple of weeks now to replace their footballers. This is why you do not wait until 2 weeks before the season to start bidding for footballers. We do this every
I do
time.
agree with you. I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Right, look, I'm going to shoot off to bed, guys. Stel, everyone.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah,
big up, Maz, as always.
See you later.
Good night, Maz.
Take care, mate.
Very quickly, guys, I want to do some super chats because there's loads and they're all jewels. So Thank you to Sonny. Thank you to Elias. Thank you to Sonny. All these Jules, this new thing on YouTube. Ant and Sonny again, and Sonny with more, and Ant, and my God.
Deck.
Guys, can you just do one big batch rather than 10? Another one from Sonny. Thank you. Who's this? DRC
Share.
Views TV. Thank you so much. 1,000 jewels. God bless you, guys. Thank you for all these jewels and this new popular thing everyone uses on YouTube. Thank you all for that. Appreciate it. One last thing I want to talk about: Carabao Cup draw. Spurs
Charlton, isn't it?
Charlton, yeah, we've got Charlton in the cup. So they've done it. I didn't listen because we're never in this first round draw because normally we finish higher up the league table. They do a north draw and a south draw. So this is the south draw, and we've got Charlton. Should De Zerbi go all out for that game? Should he make sure that we win that game and get us into the next round, or should he play a few kids, go a bit easy? What do you think in terms of De Zerbi's approach for this?
And Sava, are you going?
It's at Spurs, isn't it?
It's at Spurs, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I messaged
Charlton.
No, I messaged my mate immediately. My mate's the face of Charlton TV, so I messaged him immediately and went, yeah, we've got you. And he went, please tell me it's at the Valley. And I was like, nah, unfortunately not. It's at Spurs. But yeah, I'll go quiet still. But the easy answer to your question is, yeah, we're playing one game a week. I fully expect Spurs to go for the cups. One game a week.
100%.
No excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse.
I agree.
100%. I agree with that.
Does everyone agree we should just go for it?
Yeah. The 11 best players available for each position, play them.
Because it's not like the FA Cup, is it? It's not like its own separate weekend where you've got that week apart. It is a midweek game. So I would predict that there'll be some fringe players bought in, but I still think the lineup will be strong as it'll be a strong.
I think he'll go for it as well. Big up to Danny Kiriak, who's gifted a Tottenham Away Ole Ole membership. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you doing that. There was one more thing I did want to discuss and just can't find it. Kind of goes back to the conversation Sava just discussed about signing players. Again, rumours, speculation. Spurs interested in signing Endrick. Madrid are open to a loan deal, no option to buy. Are any of you against this, or are any of you in favour of it? I'll take him. I'll take him.
I'm not against it, but apparently he's already come out and said he wants Champions League still. So Tottenham might be open to it, but he's not because he wants Champions League.
Haven't they said he's staying tonight? I'm pretty sure I saw today that Madrid have told him he's staying.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I don't think that someone that's not like he's like a could be. He's one of those players. I don't know how good he is. I haven't seen enough of him, but Tottenham needs someone that's like that we know that can do the business. You know what I mean? And I think that the fact that Madrid are willing to loan him out, he's not someone that, you know what I mean?
And to be honest, I've just read in the comments, Endrick is staying at Madrid anyway.
Yeah. But then, look at a Nico Paz, they let him go, didn't they? And then, I mean, I'd probably take him tomorrow, wouldn't you?
I think isn't the problem again though? If you bring in Endrick, it's another one where there's no experience there. He's not. Listen, again, he's all hype, isn't he? And I'm not saying he won't.
That's the point of what I'm saying.
Not saying he won't be a top player, but again, you're bringing in a player where surely what Spurs need right now is we need to. You know, I don't even. I'm not trying to say here, guys. Anyone of you has known me for a couple of years will know I can't stand the childish word bomber. I cannot stand it. I think it's ridiculous, right? Spurs don't need a bomber. Spurs need some sensible signings, right? You know, like when Aston Villa went and bought Ollie Watkins. Sensible. Guy gets you 16 to 18 to 20 goals a year. Sensible, right? I know we're all after this game change. I think we need some Mikatadzis. I think we need some sensible footballers that are going to do a good job for a couple of years and then allow you in the background to start looking for better. Right? I feel like we're all on this quest for who's going to get 30 goals. Hardly anyone across world football is going to get you 30 goals. And if they are, they're not coming to Tottenham Hotspur. So for me, be sensible. Forget the Hendricks. Forget these. Go and get, Mikatadze apparently is there ready if Spurs want him, I was told today. Right? I think he got 22 goals in all competitions last year for Villarreal. Got loads of goals the year before in France. Like, why don't we make sensible signings like this? What is wrong with us? It's always got to be a young kid who's going to be a next superstar, or it's just someone like Dominic Solanke. Like, why can't we be sensible?
I said, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, I don't want attackers. I want goal scorers. I don't care who we sign, whether they play left, right, forward, 10, 8. I don't care. Sign goal scorers. They can get between 10 to 15 goals a year. I'm fine, because 3 of them, that's like having Kane and Son. Right? So having, Kane will get you 25, Son will get you 15. There's 40 goals. We'll go and sign 3 players that do that. That's all I want. I just want players that can score goals.
Exactly.
Would you take what's his name? Valavic, or whatever his name is?
My one issue with Vlahovic is
Sorry.
Do you get the Vlahovic from Fiorentina or do you get the one from Juventus? Juventus plays completely different to Fiorentina, so there's a reason he dipped. But he can't press. He cannot press. So I don't know if it works for De Zerbi, but we need goals. If he gets you goals, then... But I personally think Vlahovic wouldn't work at Tottenham, is my view. I just don't think he would work at Tottenham.
But don't forget, every striker will be different under every team and every manager. So you're going to get a different version of him than you've had at both clubs anyway.
No, you're right. But I just don't think we can take risks with this.
Me, did you just say that I was right still? Fucking hell. Shit. Fucking clip that.
Well, when you talk sense, mate.
Sorry, I've took a lot of abuse, mate. It was just a joke, mate. I'm just.
No, you haven't had any abuse. No, but when you talk sense, I'll agree with you.
No.
Listen, it's all love. Everything's love.
I know, mate. I know.
Back and forth. That's why we do it. I
think you've been a bit harsh, though. Fucking hell, bro.
I think you've been harsh on yourself.
Fucking, what are we doing here?
I don't know. You brought it up. You started.
I didn't start nothing. No, but no. I actually said a while ago that I fear that he'll be someone that will come in at the last minute, but I say I fear that it's because virtually the options of Osherman or a Kane, they've completely exhausted themselves, and then we're just gonna just take that as an option because he's a free transfer. We're gonna have to pay him a signing on fee. Yeah, he's gonna be expensive, but can he cut it in the Prem? I don't know. You never know. You don't know. But I think De Zerbi is someone that any striker that brings someone in that has any sort of attitude or anything, he'll put a fucking rocket up his arse, mate. I do believe that. I believe that De Zerbi has that. You know what I mean?
Well, he hasn't done it with the current attackers, has he?
What are you talking about?
De Zerbi putting a rocket up people's backsides. He hasn't done it with the current attackers.
Mate, you could put fucking TNT up fucking Solanke's arse. It doesn't mean he's going to fucking perform next week. Jesus Christ. I mean, what are we doing here?
No, because you suggested the manager would do it. I think but
I think Vlahovic is a different level compared to. I mean, come on, Solanke and Vlahovic. Are we like? Surely
again, this is the issue, right? Vlahovic 3 seasons ago, yes. Even Savio 3 seasons ago at Girona, yes. Whoever we bring in, unless they've been consistent last season and maybe the year before, it's going to be a risk. It's going to be a risk who we bring in that attack.
Oh, 100%. That's why I said we should have kept hold of Lancashire. That's what I said.
Yeah, we did. You did say that. Very quickly, you've got a super chat from RWTHFC. Sorry, more Jules. More jewels as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. A user, he's put in a super chat that says, we should just go all out for Victor Osimhen. This is something that the guys on the show tonight have said. I think we're all in agreement. We'd all take Osimhen. There's not one of us that said no to that. But look, I'm going to wrap it up. We're going for almost 2 hours. I only wanted to do 2 hours. And it's as much as being back in the UK, it's 10:30. You might want to go on. It's 12:30 here in Cyprus. So gone midnight. Guys, please. All right, was it about 350 watching? Can every single one of you just take 5 seconds and go and sign up to the 2 Marks channel, right? I've put the chat in the comments. There it is at the bottom. If all 350 go there right now and hit subscribe, it's a big boost to the channel. That's all you've got to do. It takes 5 seconds. Go and do it. Cookie, Sheriff, anything you want to say before we wrap it up, guys? Mate, always, of course.
No, mate, it's just, listen, I know, like Sava said about patience, I ain't got no patience anymore for this lot still. I wanted to give them a try, and like Adam says, there's 3 weeks to go, and anything can happen. And if the right players come in, I'll be the first one to sit here and go, well done, Spurs.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to do it. Yeah, but I'm just so sceptical of them. I just think they're, you know what I think of them still, and that it probably won't never change. But they've got the 3 weeks to prove me wrong, so let's see if they do.
I'm the same. They've got to do something big.
And to be honest, now this new game-changing stadium, well, not new, the 7-year-old game-changing stadium has put us in this position that we are able to go and spend the best part of $500 million if we want to, and not get in trouble with the laws, the rules, whatever you want to call it. Go and do it.
Yeah. Can I just say one more thing as well, Mark? Sorry, I didn't know if you was finished.
No, you crack on, boss.
If anyone says that Tottenham can't afford to go and get Victor Osimhen out of Turkey, out of Galatasaray, you're all mad. Trust me, Tottenham, if they want to do it, they can do it. Everyone will say, oh, what about his wages? Yeah, there's such a thing as a signing on fee, right? They can bring him in line, give him a massive signing on fee. If they want goals at Tottenham, if you want a player that excites you and what you want a player that score you goals, he is the next one down from Kane. I'm sorry, but he just is. And he is the type of fella, if the money is thrown at him, he would probably give Champions League up and come to Tottenham because he's all about the money. Right?
And I will add into this. It wasn't that long ago that he did say that he fancied giving the Premiership a go.
Yeah. So this might be his payday. Who knows?
There you go.
But you've got to see what happens. You just got to see what happens to it. My biggest fear is that I get what Sava says. It just depends how low you want to go on the level bar. But the level bar is currently at 0 for me up front. So, basically anyone who comes in is going to be better than Solanke, Tell and Richie for me. Yeah. We've been that bad.
And I've said for a long time on our channel, I know you want to wrap up stuff.
No. Finish your bit. I'm going to go to Adam as well. Anyway,
for a long time on our channel that with the resources we got, the cash machine stadium, everything's been put in place. There's no reason whatsoever. And I seriously believe this. If Enoch want to, there's no reason we can't win the Premier League within 10 years. With the financial clout that we got now, if they want to, this is a big but, they must really want to. Money's no object with us anymore. Money is literally no object. And we've been told this on good authority.
Yeah.
Money is no object.
I agree.
If they want to, they could do, but it's whether they want to.
I think they could do it quicker than that, actually. I think they can do it in 5 to
Well,
7.
I said 10 years to be generous to them.
I think 5 to 7. I agree with you.
Adam, you can have the final say before we wrap it up, mate.
Yeah, I agree with that. What you just said, like 5 to 7, but they have to, and I do agree with you still. It can't be a flash in the pan. It has to be consistent, but because the money's there now, and because of I mean, look, they just extended that Jay-Z concert at the end of the summer. They extended another day, and you know what? They sold out in seconds, man. It's done.
Yeah.
So that is millions and millions of pounds. I don't want the club. This is one thing that riled me, is that where they were taking money out of our pot to fund for the hotels. Do that out your own coffers. Do you know what I mean? If that's going to be in the interest of the club and producing more money, then yeah, okay, that's brilliant. But don't take it out of our transfer thing. Take it out your own pocket, because at the end of the day, they're not Elon Musk. It ain't all invested in money. They've got money in the bank if they can spend 200 million on a fucking Picasso. Do you know what I mean? But all I want, how I will wrap it up is, as I said to the woman I lost my virginity to, thanks for laughing.
What a way to end the show.
It's fucking funny, isn't it?
Oh my Lord. Jeez, where did that come from? Guys, there you have it, right? Everything is solved.
You know.
Oh, you got to have a laugh. Come on.
Mate, yeah, that's it. I'm all for it. We'll be back next Monday, the Tottenham Away Boys again. I'll be doing a couple of lives this week at some stage, and check out the 2 marks down below as well. Adam, he's normally on a few channels. You can see him here and there. Guys, thanks for watching.
I'm never coming on here again.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah. I'm only joshing.
He'll be texting me straight after. Get me back on next week. I weren't happy with that. No. You got to get me back on. All right. Yeah. Listen, love to everyone. Look after yourselves. Have a great week. Smash like, subscribe, hit notification bell, all the good stuff. Until the next show, we're out of here.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.